Me? Okay, we're good. Hello, Facebook. We're definitely doing things a little different tonight. Y'all are used to seeing me with my funny, silly sidekick who is not here, but I have a very special guest, my friend I affectionately call Kiki. And we're doing things a little different. We're not on the love and dating and all that silly fun stuff we do. Tonight we're talking about something a lot more serious, and that is mental illnesses, mental health, and especially in our community. A lot of times we know that those things go unspoken. We don't always talk about it. There are some things that people suffer with that they don't even recognize is a type of, can I say illness? Is that correct?
I like to say mental struggle.
Mental struggle. Okay. All right. Well, let's just jump into it. We'll talk about mental struggles. So, Kiki, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Lakesha Sawyer Strickland, affectionately called Kiki by my friends, or Keisha, and I'm from the great state of Mississippi, the one and only great state of Mississippi. And for those out there, they're not accustomed to Mississippi. We have our own dialect. Proper country is what we call it. I have a translator here just in case I say a few words that you don't understand. So you just let me know. And we are going to be dealing with some serious things tonight. I am a nurse practitioner of mental health. So I deal with both aspects of mental health. I deal with the therapy part, and I also deal with medication management. And I do take mental health struggles very seriously. One in particular, because I've struggled with mental health in the past. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I don't have a stereotype about it. But because I'm very passionate about it, I see a lot of people come to my office that look like me, and they're so ashamed. So I have it on a personal perspective and a professional perspective. I've worked in the ICU before, and I saw the struggles in there also. I've seen it in my family. And I always say, if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Right. And so about 4 years ago, I just decided to jump ship and just decide to be part of the solution.
This is definitely something I know you've talked about doing for a very long time. Yes. Since I've known you, you've discussed these things. We kind of met right in the heart of COVID, where you were a nurse taking care of people who were you were not only just taking care of the patients, but you were taking care of those family members who were losing patients so frequently. And I know that there was a struggle there. And so for you to be able to get that and then reach out to start to help other people was so big. And for me, I want to say first and foremost, I'm so proud of you for taking that step and opening your own place to help those people.
I did.
Yeah, so tell us about that. Tell us about your place right now.
So I opened my practice actually about a year ago. But to backtrack on what you said, we talked about it a few years ago. But my mental struggles actually started before then. Okay. So COVID just kind of like brought it back to the surface, which really kind of made me more passionate about it. Because like so many clients that I see, we kind of just try to get over things. And I always say, when you try to get over things, there's going to be a trigger later on that's going to stimulate something that you haven't dealt with and that you haven't processed. Yeah. So when you're having mental health struggles, you have to process it in order to healthily deal with it. Okay. And so for me, COVID just triggered a struggle that I had. In my childhood, I had a lot of trauma to go on, sexual trauma. And so it brought about a lot of mental health struggles for me that I didn't quite deal with. A lot of the stigma is attached to the myth also. We don't talk about it. We're going to pray about it. What goes on in our house stays in our house. But what I've learned is that, God doesn't mind if you talk to the therapist. He said, just don't put another God before him.
Yes.
He's not jealous of that.
Yeah.
So we have to get out these whole mindsets. And then I want to be so strong to show everybody, hey, I'm Keisha. I can get over everything. I'm just going to keep on smiling. And COVID happened. And I'm seeing 8, 9, 10 people die a day. And anybody that knows me know I never just have a patient.
Right.
Like, they
become
something to me.
Definitely.
I have to know something about you. I have to be in tune with you. So it just really kind of deepened a deep hurt for me. Kind of brought some things to the surface that I hadn't dealt with. But luckily for me, I had family and friends that know me, and kind of like really came to the forefront, saw me change in a way that they hadn't seen me change before, and became concerned. And it really kind of like made me like rethink things. And just because I knew how strong I thought I was, how much I thought I had gotten over things, I knew once I did get over the hump and became a healthier version of myself, I had to do it for others. I had to do it for others.
So you mentioned 2 things that grabbed me. One was trauma, because I know, and sexual trauma. I know that that's a big thing in our community. I know religion plays a big part with, I guess, the stigma that we talk about, where you just don't talk about it. Like, you know, I was having a conversation with someone where I can remember like times where it was certain people would come to your house that was part of the church, and you'd have to go in the room and change because they all knew who this person was. Like the community knew that this person wasn't safe around children, but it was okay for this person to be around children. And it was only because we wanted to keep that person safe, or to keep that trauma safe. And I know that we see a lot of that right now. Hidden, why do you think now is the time to start to talk about it?
I think now is the time because I've seen so many women that have been affected by it, and it reaches. I tell women all the time, for instance, you're gonna bleed out from what has happened to you. It's trauma. But it stops being okay when you're bleeding out on your children and the people that are close to you. That's why we need to talk about it, and that's why we need to deal with it. And to go a little bit further, for me, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it, and I used to be so very ashamed. And then I came to the realization that, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. This is not my shame to bear. So I need to be more open about it. And so in that trauma, for me, I was so traumatized by what happened to me. I kind of like stripped my children's childhood. My kids couldn't have sleepovers. My kids couldn't have birthday parties. I like stripped the whole childhood from my kids. I was very controlling when it came to my kids. That's not okay. What happened to me was awful. Well, why did I have to take something from my kids that they deserve? They deserve a childhood. Why did I have to be protective to the extreme? That's when I say it's not okay to bleed out on your children. We want to protect them. We don't want things to happen to them that happen to us, but we have to do things in a healthy way. That was not healthy what I did. The other component that I've learned about myself in years of healing, my journey I call it, is that I am a control freak. I'm very controlling. Why is that? I always say you can fix the what when you know why. I want to control every component. Why? Because in my childhood, I had no control over the things that happened to me. So link to my childhood experience, forwarded over into my adulthood. I control my children. I want to control everybody around me, what my work, everything. That is not okay. That is not okay behavior. And I had to just come to myself like, the normal thing to say, well, it's just me and people gonna have to just deal with me. No, that's not okay. And it wasn't okay for me to behave in that way. And so I'm just, evolving and becoming a better person and correcting those things that, a bad thing happened to me, but that doesn't mean I can act in a bad way.
That's big because, again, you and I have been talking since you got here. And there are definitely some mirrors I've stood in front of while we've had those conversations. And even now, hearing you say the control thing, I never knew that that wasn't okay. Like for me, I've been on your couch since you got here. I never knew that that was okay, that it wasn't okay. Because again, for me, I always felt if I can control this, like I know me enough and I know everyone around me enough to know that if I can control every moment, every movement, everything is going to be okay. Everything. And then all of a sudden shit turns bananas. They start falling out of control. And now I'm stressed and there's anxiety happening in my life because I'm trying to like pull it back together. And it's impossible. And I never knew that it wasn't. I never knew that it wasn't okay. I always thought that was just me. And like you said, you just have to deal with me. This is who I am. This is who I am. So in saying that, what's one of the things that you find the most when it comes to, I'll start with us, with Black women. Something that we struggle with the most, that we never recognize that it's a struggle.
Funny that you say that. So you just said which anxiety is always linked to most of the time control issues.
Okay.
So it's funny that you say that because I used to have anxiety at the wazoo. It's because you're losing control. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always anxious. Why? Because I'm a control freak. I want to control everything, and nothing is really in your control. You know. But the one thing that I find that we will not recognize, and like I've had clients who like, child, raise their voice at me. They will be quick to say, I have anxiety. Oh, I have anxiety. And they'll come to me day in, day out. They will not say they have depression. And they will get mad at me if I say it. But studies show most of the time when you have anxiety, it's linked to maybe some control issues. But for the most part, depression.
Okay.
So the way that the brain works is a yin and a yang, and anxiety is just the alarm clock of the body.
Okay.
So when the serotonin of the brain goes down, which is depression, the other side, the dopamine, noradrenaline, whatever, goes up. The alarm of the body goes up and say, "Hey, I'm fighting or flighting. Like I need help here."
Okay.
So people will function with depression, but they won't say that they're depressed. Why? Because they think this is. I'm not crying every day, but depression is way beyond crying every day.
Yeah.
Are you having difficulty sleeping? Are you eating too much, too little? Are you having difficulty concentrating? Oh, no, I got ADHD. Well, how long have you had ADHD? Well, I just got it 6 months ago. No, maybe you have been depressed for the past 6 months. But people will contribute it to ADHD, anxiety. They will not want to say depression for some reason.
Yeah.
They're not too in tune or in tune to what the symptoms are of depression, or they just don't want to say that they're depressed. You know?
I think it goes back to that stigma. We're not allowed to be depressed. Like we're supposed to be strong. Like we're the pillars of the community. Strong Black women. Like we're not always allowed to say, "Oh, I'm depressed." There are times, for me, I didn't realize the depression in my life until after I lost my brother, where I struggled. Like I tell everyone, from the time he passed away, I put on 50 pounds of weight because when things get heavy for me, it's easy for, instead of dealing with the noise, it's easy for me to just go and have like loaded French fries with a margarita or something. And that was causing a lot of other things to happen in my life. And it was only because, for me, my thoughts, I didn't have permission to be depressed. I didn't have because I gotta be strong. I gotta hold everyone else together. I gotta take care of everyone else's issues. I didn't have permission to be depressed to a place where you need to go fix you. Like you gotta go take care of you. I'm too busy taking care of everyone else around. I didn't have permission to take care of me. And I struggle with that a lot. Still.
Let me ask you, when your brother died, and after that struggle you went through, did you go talk to a therapist?
I did. And that was my
good.
It took me a minute it took me, I've seen a therapist twice. Like when I lost my husband at 30, I did like grief counseling through a church that I really didn't think was helpful for me. But when my brother died, it took me a while for me to get to that place where I had to say, you know what, I'm not taking care of everyone else. I still have that issue where, you know, my nephews will call and I'll shoot cash apps all the time. But that whole, I gotta fix them before I fix me, I had to change that mentality because I was losing myself. Like I was looking at myself in the mirror, not even recognizing who I was. Still me. Everyone's like, oh, Chas, that's the sweet, happy, go lucky. Oh, yeah, exactly. But when I hit that shower sometimes, out of nowhere, the waterfalls, it's falling on my body, but tears are rolling out of my eyes and I don't even know what's happening to me. So those things, again, but I started to realize that a lot of women in our communities, we take care of everyone. We're not always allowed to say we're depressed. You know, like you said, in the church, it's like, hey, suck it up, buttercup. There's no depression here. We don't claim those things. No, we pray it out. Yeah, I understand that. I don't want to be calling those things or claiming to have those things, but the truth of the matter is, yeah, depression was definitely a big part for me.
Yeah, and that's why I have a problem too. I'm a believer, but I always say mental health is health. You know, just like diabetes, just like hypertension. I just would subscribe. Most black churches you go in, there's somebody that's a diabetic or they have hypertension and they're taking diabetes medication and hypertension medication. So what is the difference between someone seeing a therapist and maybe taking medication for depression and anxiety? It's the stigma that we put on it because the brain is an organ just like every other organ, like the heart, the lungs, whatever. So I get really offended and get really upset, like when the church people, you know, come in and like, oh, I just don't believe in that. Well, pray your diabetes away and stop taking the insulin. Let's keep it on the same kind of even playing ground. And I'm not trying to offend anyone tonight, but I just feel like, you know, we have to stop doing that because we have so many people suffering. Right now, amongst 10 and 28-year-olds, we have the highest rate of incidence of mental illnesses going up and suicide rates.
Suicide is crazy.
10 to 28,
right now.
We have the highest suicide rates right now, African Americans.
I'm 50 years old. I have never seen so many cases of suicide up and down my timeline because again, where we're from, we're too strong. Oh no, they didn't commit suicide. There was something else that must have happened. Like now we're seeing like posts where people are saying, I'm sorry. And then the next moment this person has taken their life and people are like, you know, what drives me insane is someone saying, hey, this is hard for me. Things are heavy for me. And the first thing people say is, just go pray. Things are heavy for me. Oh, don't worry, be strong. Don't you think if I could be strong, I would be strong? Like I'm crying out for help. I've seen these posts where people are legit crying for help. No one's picking up the phone calling. No one picks up the phone and says, hey, I just saw your post. Are you okay? Let me come over. Let me give you hugs. Let's talk about it. Let me let you know that if you think no one is there, I'm here for you. You don't see that. And I just told Chris, our show director, who was supposed to, she couldn't be here tonight because she had prior engagements. But Chris talks about her own struggles. And one thing I told her, I was like, it was crazy for me to see 3 different cases of suicide in one day on my timeline. That's so scary. And then it's us. Before, like we said, it was always someone else. How dare us? Definitely not this community. And now you're seeing it more and more. And I think that's why it's so important for the works to be done, the things that you're doing right now. I think it's such a big thing. Like, I think it's such a huge impact to our community for someone to be able to say, listen, it's okay. Like you just said, the brain is just like the heart, just like the liver and the kidneys. Like all those things need to be taken care of. Like it's okay, but we frown upon it so frequently, especially Black men. Black men, I find have the hardest time. One, they already have difficulties talking about their feelings, but to go and sit and talk to someone.
Yes.
Every argument I've had about speaking to someone with a black man has been exactly that. What the hell I look like paying somebody to listen to me talk? Like, they're not going to help me with my problems. Yeah, they kind of will.
Yes.
But
how can a stranger help me? Well, how are you helping yourself right now? You know?
Right.
And so, you know, even in my sessions, there are difficult moments, but I try to keep them, you know, light. I really kind of cater to our community.
Okay.
I really do. I have, of course, all races. But when it comes to us, I kind of take it from my perspective. What did I need for somebody to say? What would I have wanted somebody to say? What do I think somebody should say?
Okay.
Because, you know, going out here in society where people say you should be strong, pray about it. I always tell people, I love the Lord too. I know that He can heal all things, and you know that we should always put Him first. But God gives us resources too. We should use them. Right now, and I knew that I had to do something, especially when I found out like there's only 4% black therapists.
Wow.
4%. I'm among the 4%. Yeah. Among the 4%. Yeah. I read that somewhere, and that was disheartening to me also.
Right.
That really was disheartening to me. Like I said, I started in the Air Force, is where I did, and I actually was forced. I started acting out, and I was forced to do it, but it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. It kind of left a mark with me, but I didn't take it seriously.
Okay.
It really, like I said, never came to the forefront for me until COVID happened, and all those things started happening, and I kind of like fell into the slump. But the people, you know, that knew me, they just surrounded me until I found my way back. And that's what I would just employ people to do. If you have somebody and you know they're moving differently, especially in our community, don't be like, oh, I'm not going to be dealing with them. They're acting funny now. I don't have time. You don't know, like, what somebody is going through.
Right.
Like, you don't know what it takes for somebody to wake up and go from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then another thing is like, if you find somebody that's, you know, drinking or whatever, and don't encourage that kind of behavior, because the other thing that we need to know in our community is that, alcohol may make you feel okay at that moment, but alcohol is a depressant. So you're drinking depression. You're depressed and you're drinking a depressant. So it's a temporary fix. You know, so go really get the help that you need. Talk to someone. Help someone. Let someone talk you through those things. And maybe you need medication, and maybe you don't. And you know, the other misconception is that medication is going to transform you. No, it's not going to transform you. It's going to help clear the fog. To help you think rational. Because if you're going through anxiety or depression, a person that goes through that knows that you just don't think rational sometimes. You just get overwhelmed with thoughts. You know, I'm never going to make it, or no, life is endless, or my problems are going to consume me, or even anxiety especially can make you just think irrational, like all these things are going to happen and all these things are not going to happen. It just clears your head. And sometimes I think where we mess up is that also as therapists, we don't give people the right information. With my clients, I give them kind of like a menu of medications. I tell them what class is in. I tell them, in this class, this is what this medication is going to do. This is the side effects. Because with any medication, even medication that you're taking for diabetes or whatever, there's pros and cons.
Right.
So I think it's important that when you go to a doctor or you know whatever, if you're going to decide to get antidepressants or whatever, you need to know what are the pros and cons of this medication. Make a selective choice. I'm proud to say I may have like 1% of clients that are non-compliant because I give them a menu to choose from. Based on, this are the advantages of this medication. These are the disadvantages of these medication. This is what I feel this medication will do for you. But however, this is what this medication is going to do for you if you take it. It's a bad thing. And so I have like a 1% rate of people that will not take their medication. You're not going to help everybody. But for the most part, if they make an educated decision, you know, they're more prone to take their medication.
How would you think, well, how would you recommend, because again, you heard me say, I did therapy once. I did grief therapy through a church. There was a lady who looked nothing at all like me, not from head to toe, nothing like me. And I just didn't think like it was helpful. The therapist that I saw after losing my brother looked like me, even down to the natural hair. Mm-hmm. Like she looked like me. She come from where I come from, small town Louisiana. She wasn't from Louisiana. She was from a small country town. So I think I instantly realized that for me, it was important for me to find a therapist who was relatable, mm-hmm. someone who can relate to what I'm going through, mm-hmm. instead of someone who does not know any of my struggles, mm-hmm. who, when I'm telling you this, it's a bit foreign to them. Mm-hmm. So for me, I guess my question is then, how important do you think it is for someone to find that person that's relatable? Like, is that something that needs to be sought after?
Extremely.
Okay.
Extremely.
Okay.
And I tell clients, there are some people that say it's pointless that I offer a 15-minute consultation, but I do it. Okay. I offer free 15-minute consultation, and why? I'm not getting anything from it, but I think it's important that the client finds me relatable to them. Okay. And I find them relatable. Because I want to help you ultimately. And if I don't get a good feel for you, and you don't get a good feel for me, then you're not going to get the help that you need. And then what's the point? Mm. You know what I'm saying? Because in my sessions, maybe some clients wouldn't find me relatable because in my sessions I'm not so strict and structured. I'm more of a laid back, kind of a calm, kind of a client. How you saw me tonight, as you were sitting on the couch and I was being your free therapist. That's kind of how I am. And I've had people call me for the women, call me for a free 15-minute consultation. They're all uptight and I feel like, that's why we're doing this free 15-minute consultation, because if you decide to come to me, I want you to be comfortable. Okay. I want you acting like you come into a pap smear. Right. I want you coming acting like you come into a therapist. I want you to be calm. So I'm really kind of laid back. I want them coming to me. I tell them first, we need to be transparent. Okay. You need to be upfront and honest with me because I can't help what I don't know. Right. And I can't help a lie. Right. So they have to be there. And then when we come to a session, I'm like, it's just like we're in a beauty shop. We're just talking. Let's talk this thing through.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are terrified. They think they have this preconceived notion that you walk in, you lay on the couch, kick your shoes off, and then there's this person that's writing all your problems down, judging you mm-hmm. for what you're saying. And again, for me to find someone that way, like now I have you, but for me to find someone who we can, and a lot of times it's on FaceTime, mm-hmm. we can literally sit on the phone for an hour just running it, like just talking. She's asking me questions, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, hold on, you're being my therapist right now instead of my friend. But it felt good to be able to speak to someone that way. What do you think is the proper way to go about finding a therapist? Like, how should someone, again, like you said, 15-minute consultation, mm-hmm. what's those channels? Like, what's the proper way to go about finding someone to help?
So a lot of my clients find me on a website called ZocDoc.
I know ZocDoc.
So they find me on ZocDoc. I would say, troll those kind of sites. Look at people's reviews. Mm. What do they say? Okay. About that person. Okay. So based on those reviews, is that something you're comfortable with? Okay. With that person's, how they act. Like somebody said, Keisha's my professional home girl yesterday. Like
I love that.
Yeah. So is that somebody that you would want? Yeah. Maybe yes, but somebody else would be like, no, I don't want a professional home girl. Right. So I would tell somebody, go down ZocDoc and don't be in a rush. Like call, someone has free 15-minute consultations. There are a lot of us that have consultations. Interview the therapist. Yeah. It's not costing you anything. Make sure that they're a good fit. Go on their websites. See what their mottos are, what they believe in. Yeah. Do they take a holistic approach? What do they say that they, stand for? That's very important too. You know, that is very important, what they stand for. How
Okay.
do their approach to mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big one. That's good.
I also heard another one's therapy for Black girls. I have a lot of Black girls therapy or therapy for Black girls. I've had a lot of clients find me on there.
Okay, what's therapy for Black girls?
It's just the website of
oh, just the website. Okay. Therapy for Black girls like .com. Okay. All right, therapy for Black girls.com. I'm like, where's Chris so she can go ahead on it?
That's a good one. My manager actually, my manager slash sister actually actually told me about that one, and I signed up for them. So that one, especially in our community, that one's just dedicated to us.
I love that.
So you can find therapists on there.
I love that. And I want to say this. I know we're talking about our community dedicated to us. And I'm saying this because I do have a bunch of followers who does not look like me, but came from that place we came from. So when I say community that looks like us, I mean them also. Like, they weren't on the other side of the tracks where things were just lovely and you had a nanny and all. No, they were with us in the struggle. Again, may not look like me, may be a lot lighter than me, hair a little finer than mine, but they've been through it also. So I want to make sure that I'm not negating them or like striking them out. I want to make sure that they understand that this is for them as well. Whenever we say community, because you know how people are.
Yes.
But there are some people who have no idea what a struggle is.
Yes.
Where we're from, we definitely know that. Like, we know those traumas that happened growing up. Like, we know we've had being big sister in the house while mom had to go to work and you had to take care of the kids, and now you're growing up like, I don't want kids because you've been mom since you were 8, 9 years old. Like, they come from those same places. So I want to make sure that we're keeping them in mind as well. You mentioned something about, I want to go back to traumas. You mentioned something about traumas, and there's so many different, not just like sexual traumas, although I believe sexual trauma is a big one for us, especially growing up in these places. Now we have generations of parents that are just like, absolutely not. Like, it's not going to happen. My child still will have that childhood that you said you probably avoided your babies from having, but they're going to be safe. My children know before I tell my daughter to go upstairs and change because this man is coming to the house, I'm going to tell this man, don't come to my house because you're not welcome. We know who you are. What do you think we have to do to prevent those things from happening? Like whistleblowers, call them out, because then it's kind of like shaming. Do we shame? Like, what do we do? How do we handle those things? You know, how do we change that? How do we break those cycles, those links where from generation to generation, I've bled on my child is bleeding on her child is bleeding on hers, and all of the same thing has happened to my grandma, to my mom, to me, to my daughter, to her daughter, just on and on and on. How do we break that? Like, what do you think is the best approach for that?
I think when it comes to the sexual component of it, I think we're already kind of transitioning. I think the biggest component when it came to the sexual trauma is that, you know, we were forcing our children, or we were forced to go be around people that we knew was unsafe, and just go in there because that's your uncle. Well, okay, uncle's unsafe.
Right.
We don't do that necessarily now. But I think the other part about, you know, breaking trauma bonds and trauma cycles and stuff, I think we have to be more communicative in our community. There's so many, you know, there's so many things that we just don't share.
Yeah.
And why?
Right.
Like, really, why?
I think it's because we're afraid, like you said, it's not my fault, but we're afraid to be blamed for it because, again, growing up, oh, that man looked at you because look how you were dressed, or what did you do? When women would talk about being SA'd, assaulted, like, what were you doing for him to be able to take advantage of you in that? So you're instantly blamed. We victim blame a lot. So I can see why someone would want to hush and not talk about it. But I know how important it is to be transparent and to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Like I know, again, like I'm in a place, like you said, I'm in a place where I'm forever healing.
Mm-hmm.
Forever healing, but I'm doing those works.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing the work to get that done. But I know a lot of people who don't. I know people who probably recognize that they need to be healed, but is afraid because they're gonna judge me.
Yeah.
I don't want my daughter to know that I've been through this. Like I don't want my mom to know, because I don't want mom to feel guilty that she had this person around me. And so they're hushed about it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know how important it is to be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do something. Like I think maybe we should start to like something.
Yeah.
Dragging people out,
Yep.
showing them, showcasing them, showing the bravery of those that are speaking out and like healing themselves, and letting other women know who are hiding in the shadows, like it's okay for you to come out and speak.
Mm-hmm.
Like start to get rid of those wounds. Like let's start to heal those wounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
It is.
It's scary, Key.
Yeah, it is. You know, it took me many moves to get here. Like, this is not something like I was like, oh, girl, I'm going to talk about this. No.
Yeah.
Like, but when I said I was coming, like, I came, like, full force. Like, girl, I came. Like, I've, you know, when I went on my healing journey, I was like, finally, I wasn't going to be, like, half-assed on it. Like, I was going to be, like, have to be healed, because I found myself in the past years only willing to do partial work. And when you're like really damaged and you have like a lot of issues going on, you're doing self-destructive stuff too. You're doing things that you wouldn't normally do. And you're in a heal. And I told a few people too, because I felt myself still kind of in an unhealthy place. But I knew I wanted to be a better version of myself. And I told people, I'm like, just be careful, because the healed version of me is not going to be the same person. I'm going to be somebody different. And so we might not even be able to even, you know, I've kind of shedded, you know, a lot. I've shedded a lot. And so in that process of shedding, I did a lot of stuff too. And, you know, even making amends with my kids. Like, I even told my kids the story. I didn't want to tell my kids. Like, I had gone through all that as a kid, and I don't know why, but I did have a lot of fear. But I thought that it was important that my kids know that I was just a tyrant that didn't want you to have a childhood. I was just a mother that was young and didn't know any way to protect you but to be overprotective. I think that's important too, because we just feel like it's okay to say, oh, that's just the way I am, and you just need to deal with it. No, it's important also to give people explanations so they can better understand you, you know? So I thought in my healing journey that I wanted people to understand me. Like, I'm not just this person, I was a person really struggling. And so it was a mental struggle. And it's a healing journey. They went hand in hand. And so am I, oh girl, I'm healed. No. Forever healing, and helping people do it in the stories that I heal. Here is the reason why I wanted to do this with you. Because man, oh man, there are people out here really suffering and trying to find their way, and still really hiding, feeling like they have to hide. And we have to create an environment where people feel safe, that they don't have to hide. And another thing, we have to say that it's okay to have diagnoses. I mean, people just get so afraid. Oh, I'm not bipolar. Well, what really is bipolar? Bipolar is only a diagnosis of somebody that has mood swings, high energy, and two polars. Two polars of what? Depression and high energy. That's all it is.
There's a big thing with but again, I think that's why it's so important to be doing what you're doing, and that's educating people on those illnesses. Because you're right, like when we hear bipolar, you instantly think like we're drinking our white drinks tonight. You instantly think you're supposed to be in a white room with a padded white rooms with your straight jackets, tied in because you're bipolar, or you know, like you said, depressed or schizophrenic, or you have anxiety, you're too anxious. Like it's from where we're from.
And I tell my clients all the time when they come to me, because it's difficult. I'm telling you, it's difficult work, especially with us, to get us to take medication, for us to accept diagnoses. But I always say, if you want people to take the stigma off you, first start by taking it off yourself.
That's big.
First start just by taking it off yourself.
Okay.
Like, what are you ashamed of? What are you, you know, in fear of?
Okay.
So, you know, I'm wide open. You know, I'm wide open. I'm like,
that's big.
You know, this has happened to me in my childhood. Do I wish my childhood had been different? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because my burden became a blessing.
Okay.
And I'm walking in my purpose.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in the world I would want to do besides this. There's nothing in the world that has ever felt so rewarding. There's nothing in the world that has ever made me feel so good. My sister's always like on me, like, girl, just shut up. I don't hear nothing else about mental health today. But nothing in the world has ever felt so good to me.
Okay.
And I just know there's so many people I can help. And who better to help somebody with trauma than somebody that has gone through trauma?
Yeah.
Who better to help somebody with major depressive disorder than somebody that has been depressed?
Yeah.
Who better to help somebody with anxiety that has, other than somebody that had anxiety? I think that I'm just a walking billboard to say, hey girl, there's joy on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm joy.
Yeah.
Do I have struggles at times? Yeah. But is there joy on the other side? There is joy. And so that's where I am. So I'm definitely walking my purpose. I hated to walk away from ICU because I love ICU too. But I'm walking in my purpose now, and I love this.
Do you think that one, I love this for you again because I remember talking to you about this many years ago, and here you are, and like it's full circle, it's all come to fruition, and that's such a beautiful thing. So for me, I'm so happy that you've reached that point. I was gonna ask again, when we're talking transparency and kind of feeling safe places to be able to start to talk about some things, do you think, without any help, do you think that, would you give that advice to someone like a mother to go and have a conversation with a child?
Not a child, not a husband, not anyone. You need to process.
Okay.
Because trying to talk to someone about something you haven't even processed comes out as chaos.
Got you. Okay. So your recommendation would definitely be to seek help first.
Yes.
And then you can go and have those conversations with those loved ones to help them understand that, listen, I'm on this journey of healing, so I might not walk the same, I might not talk the same, I might not do the same thing that I once done because I'm healing, things are changing. So you would definitely recommend seeking the help first, help yourself first. Okay.
Definitely, because also you have to process through that, you have to understand everything about yourself. Like, I never knew why I was such a control freak.
Okay.
That took me processing through, like, girl, because you did not have control.
Okay.
That control was taken from you. So you've been grasping every year of your life since then, trying to make sure no one, I mean every intric of my life, I wanted to be in control.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say, forgive me, ex-husband, but like I picked people that I thought I could control. And if I felt like I was getting relationships where people needed to be in control, it really made me just anxious and furious and all the things.
Okay.
And I blamed them.
It's easy. Your sense of greater on someone else. Yeah.
So that's why you have to deal with all your things and not just pour.
Okay.
issues on people and say, well, you better deal with me or you can get somebody else. Well, honey, like, I had to deal with myself. I did myself and like really, really deal with some stuff. And like even people with, you know, there's so many things that people need to deal with and they think that people just should deal with them. You know, if you're going from 0 to 100, that's not normal behavior. That's not normal behavior to be angry like you're going from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
That's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
That may be a mood disorder. You know.
Okay.
You need to talk to someone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I know someone very close to me. Like
that may be a mood disorder. Like there are things that we need to deal with in our community. Like and there are, you know, mental struggles that you inherit sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, sometimes most people, like if you like schizophrenia or bipolar, sometimes you have a 50% chance of developing that just because you have a parent that's diagnosed with that. So we as a people, we as a people have to be, you know, in tune. There's so many things like I get excited because I just want our people to know, like, you have to be educated about these things. Like, you know, if you get a gastric sleeve, you have to be careful by drinking because you're more prone to become an alcoholic now.
Okay.
Like these are the things that we're not educating, people are not educating our community about. You know, those are things that we should know. Yeah, you're more 50% chance of developing a mental health struggle if you have a parent that has. But at the good news about that is that let's say that parent is taking a medication. Whatever is working for that parent, most of the time it will work for you.
Okay.
So that's the good news about that.
What about undiagnosed? That's a big one for us. Like,
oh, don't I know?
Like, I can't, hearing you talk, so many people were just like, my Rolodex is just flipping. For those, the generations that don't really know what a Rolodex is, it's just, never mind. But it's just flipping. It's flipping. All these different names, all these people are coming up in my head that like, oh, that sounds like someone I know. That sounds like someone I know. But it's undiagnosed. And how do you approach someone to tell them like, sweetheart, you probably want to speak to someone without being offensive? Like, how do you do that?
Because it's funny that you even said bipolar, because people picture bipolar people in this white jacket and they're just acting this way. Most bipolar people, like, the thing that stick out with us as therapists with bipolar people is that they hate sleep. Like, they can survive off 2 or 3 hours of sleep, but get some things done. Like, they be just, oh yeah, I got such and such done, I want to sleep 2 or 3 hours. That's what sticks out with them. They really survive off of no sleep. They have high energy levels. They have like this grandiose personality of themselves. You know, they're kind of irritable sometimes. They're very talkative. You know, they have all these things that they can do. There's nothing really kind of that sticks out with you, you know? But, and most of the time, they can be depressed too, but people won't put that with bipolar. But bipolar can be, they're bipolar depressive type. So they go highs and lows. Okay.
There's a lot when you're talking mental struggles.
Oh yes, borderline girl. We have to have segments. We have borderline. We have.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh man.
Segments are definitely good. We're gonna have to do this for sure.
And we can talk medication because, like I said, not all medications are created the same, and that's why I definitely go over the medications with clients because. You know, I tell my clients, I make them laugh all the time. I'm like, I don't have to cure your anxiety and depression, and now your libido's down, girl. Right. Like, hey, that's depressing right there.
No,
child,
we don't
that
want
libido
nothing
to
touch.
Right.
Yes.
But there are antidepressants that will do that.
We want no parts of that.
We're not doing that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. Views.
We have much work to do.
We have a lot of work to do, especially when you start to talk about all of the different struggles, all of the different struggles, and the amount of people who don't have an idea that there is a struggle that they're dealing with. Like, again, for me, I recognized my depression because I knew what depression looked like for me. Again, coping. I can functioning. I can go to work and smile and laugh and, you know, love my patients, and they think it's just a grand old time. And the second I hit the car and drive away, I'm bawling. Like I have to pull over because I can't see I'm crying so much. So I knew those signs, and I knew I needed to get something. And a lot of it was, and I was just having this conversation also a lot just with my best friend. I lost my brother, and 11 months later, I lost my best friend. And I was saying to him the other day that I carried a guilt, all in my mind, of course. I carried a guilt because I felt like I didn't properly mourn her because I was mourning him so much. So I started to feel like I don't want her to feel that I don't love her, and literally just screwing myself up mentally to the point we're sitting in a restaurant and I am like bawling, glasses off, tears everywhere, margarita sitting there, and like I'm doing this to myself because that's where I was, and I knew that was part of the depression. Like I know that those trigger points, definitely constantly healing, forever healing. That was a big thing for me that I carried for a long time. She died in 21, so it's been 4 years. He died during 2020 during COVID, and I'm like, why? He's saying, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Do you think she wants you sitting here thinking that you didn't mourn her properly? Like, what's properly mourning someone? And I just felt like I was giving him more of my sadness than I was with her. And it's like, don't you think that's a great thing? Like, you know, and I'm like, no, I felt like I should have been sad just like for her, although it broke me losing her. I felt like the sadness that I felt for him overpowered or overshadowed the sadness that I felt losing her. Screw that. Like,
but that's why I tell you how, like depression, that's how the medication will make you kind of be rational.
Okay.
Because the mental illness kind of takes away rational thinking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to be funny, it's the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
COVID did the same thing to me. You saw me, I'm functioning, I'm saying, hey girl, hey.
Yeah.
When I saw you, you know, I'm laughing and joking. But literally the last death that I went through, man, I'm still walking around, still talking. I'm still outwardly appearing to be Keisha, but man, what I saw, like throughout the whole time, and I was able to really kind of still do it. But before COVID, I was an ICU nurse. I loved it. Like I had traveled before I met you, like 10 years doing it. Before that, in 10 years, I had lost 2 patients.
Wow.
After COVID, I had lost 80.
Wow.
Wow. In Las Vegas, we would lose 8 a day. Like we would go in cold blue, we would leave out cold blue. And that kind of thing changes you. You're no longer the person you were before. And I was having anxiety. Then once I went to Louisiana and I lost that last one, something I felt shifting in me. Like I didn't quite love it, but I felt just like I had to do it.
Right.
But I didn't have to do it.
Right.
I'm retired military. I really didn't have to do it, and I had made enough money, but I felt like I had to do it, and I was just like literally working myself to death, like 10, 12 days in a row.
Yeah.
I have to be there, and losing it slowly every day, like a grasp on reality. Just becoming someone that I wasn't. And I think my manager, my sister, she was the first one that was like, I haven't heard from you since I don't know when. I wasn't calling people. I was like literally in my room in the dark. It was a bad time. So I get it, like exactly what you're talking about. And it seemed like when you're trying to come out that dark hole with depression, you're like trying to dig yourself out with a spoon, you know?
Right.
You're like a tiny spoon trying to get out. So it's a hard place to come out. So that's why I'm very compassionate and very empathetic with clients. I've been there.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate and you know, about my business, and I love it. Like, I'm always reading and studying, and you know, I was very passionate about the name of my business, which is Good Energy, because I named it after somebody very important to me. That struggle also with mental illness. At the core of him, mental illness and drug addiction. At the core of this person, oh man, he was a good person, which is the first part. But he had inner struggles. So that's the second part. But I believe that even with me, that person, if you put just a positive spin on it, if you just put some good energy in it, if you kind of just refocus things, or whatever it takes. That's why I tell people, whatever it takes to get you to that place, positive, not alcohol, not drugs, whatever it takes, positive to get you back on track. Let's do it. Like therapy, medication, let's do it. You know, and so that what came out my business. And so now, you know, what started off with just 2 people, I'm seeing 2 people, like once every 2 weeks. Now it's over 200. I'm seeing people all over Texas and in California, Kansas. And so I stayed pretty busy, but this was so important to me to do with you, and I was like, I had to do this. Like, I think it's important also to educate, because who I can't help, I want to go to other people, because I know how hard my struggle was. I know how hard the struggle some of my clients are, and how they're just, it took them a long time to get to a place where they could talk to someone. So I don't, you know, want to delay anyone. We could reach just one person. Man. Yeah. You know?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, I think we've been going almost an hour now. So I know in Southern is playing, so everyone's probably all in the game. But I definitely think that we will do this again. We definitely have to do this again, Key. I think it's important. One, I need you to tell everyone how to find you. Tell them about your business. Let's plug you on that.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely on the internet. You can find me on ZocDoc, which is DOC.
Who are they looking for on ZocDoc?
Lakesha, Lakesha, Sawyer Strickland. All my reviews are on there. People rave about me.
I love it.
People rave about me. I am their professional home girl. So you can find me on there. And you also can find me on my website at www.innerglc.com.
Inner
GLLC.
GLOC.
GLLC.
GLLC. Inner GLLC. Okay, let me make sure to plug that too. Let me just type it in. Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook. Now that social media thing, girl, it's another thing.
It's
People
a whole
say,
other thing.
Oh, I do. I just can't do it. My manager's supposed to be keeping up with it. I'm gonna have to dock her pay because she's not keeping up with it. She's not keeping up with it like she should. You know?
Manager's doing a great job. I appreciate you bringing your staff because I don't have my normal crew here. I have someone here, but I usually have my co-host and my director and a few other people. So thank you, manager, for holding us down and getting us together. Of course, we have our trusty camera guy who always shows up and takes care of us also. We'll definitely do this soon. Again, thank you.
Yes, it's so good since I got parole.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
So we're definitely going to do it again. We will have topics and we'll tackle this. Let's bring people on to be able to talk about their struggles and how you can help. Y'all may be able to get a 15-minute free consultation. I've been on the couch all day. So
all day.
Maybe we can do it that way and keep doing it.
Yes, or the Q&As, you know.
I like that also.
We can also do that. You know, we have questions, you know, before they go to we could do that.
And we're gonna open that up for people to be able to ask those questions. I think it'll be a good thing.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yay. Thank y'all for viewing. I think we had up to 134, which was good. Wait, 134 views, right? Let me go back and see. Which is good, yeah, 134 with 6 shares, so we're doing good. And we'll see what happens. Until then, we will say goodbye. Huh? No. Why? Requesting? No. There's a request for someone to come on? Oh. Yeah. Next time we'll bring my I'll have my crew here. Next time it'll be a fun time. Nice little
next time I bring my bodyguard. I don't know what's gonna go on. You know, people hear I'm in town. You know, I bring my bodyguard, but
she's out.
You know.
She's out. She's out. Again, y'all, thank you for tuning in. I hope, even if it's just one snippet of what we said tonight, helped someone. I know just even with talking on camera tonight, it's helped me. And I think this is good. I think we're going to do some good things with helping people recognize some of their struggles. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, and another important thing I want to say, and that I tell all my clients, therapy is not just for when things go wrong. You know, therapy is before the things happen wrong. You know, so you can definitely talk to people before things go wrong. But what I've noticed in my practice is that we come to the therapist when everything, all hell has broken loose,
Guilty.
And now you got to fix everything on the car. The motor's gone, the muffler, everything from the rooter to the tutor, as we say in Mississippi. Don't wait till the rooter to the tutor is broke. Come in when you need to talk and just process things. There's nothing, especially if you got insurance.
Yes.
Just let the insurance pay for it. You pay the copay. Yes.
Guilty. Well, you can charge my insurance for my time I've taken today. For the time that I've taken today, baby, you can definitely charge my insurance. Let's get that done. Yeah, y'all. So we'll continue this conversation, and again, hopefully we helped someone, even if it's one person tonight, even if you took the smallest bit of whatever was said tonight, and we planted seeds for sure.
Yes.
And that part I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all, good night. We can go back to this Southern game. Oh, let's not look at the Southern game.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
Instead, we'll probably go find food. Until next time, y'all, be looking out for Nurse Kiki, Lakesha, but she's Nurse Kiki to me. Like, she's my personal nurse and now therapist. So we'll chat soon.
We will.
Thank you. Thank you. This was fun.